if you can learn to attract people to what you've got, paying people with moolah, momo, that your problems would be fewer than they are right now. All right, so I'm going to show you how to do this. You'll be surprised. So here's my question. Who do you want to attract? Remember the operative word. What is it? Let me hear people say attract. Put that in the group. You have to write it. Make sure you burn it into your brain. Attract, attract, attract. That's what we're doing. Now, do you want to attract people to be your friends? You know, start relationships, attract people so you can kind of sell them later. That's one option. Most of you probably are doing that or have done it or have been told to do it. Has anybody been doing that? Starting relationships, tell the truth. Nobody's going to bite you here. Has anybody been told to do that? Start relationships? Yeah. I mean, if you haven't been doing network marketing. I don't know what you've been doing, but it's not that. That's what the whole industry's about. Who are you kidding? I've been in it 30 years. Vicky's been in it even longer. She started when she was 3. I started when I was 5. What can I tell you? That's how it is, right? That's what everybody's taught to do. What else have you ever been taught to do other than attract people to be your friends, start relationships so you can sell them later? Who has not been taught that? Yeah, I mean, just get over ourselves. Just tell it like it is. Make a list. Hello. Oh, you're going to love this, so you have to bring it over. Ooh, right? And for strangers, how are you? Oh, how is it down there in Pensacola, Florida? Oh, yeah. So, and then, right? You're supposed to hit them up, right? So that's one thing. So just think about attract. This session, you're going to learn how to attract, okay? So now who are you going to attract? People to be your friends so you can sell them later. That's what we've been kind of doing, right? Of course, in the business, they don't tell you so you can sell them later. They tell you make relationships. A lot of relationships care about people, care about the husbands and hemorrhoids. You got to be kidding. How many husbands and hemorrhoids can you really care about? 84? Do you think Steve Jobs worries about his customers or did ever? Do you think Elon worries about his customers or what people say about him? People come to him. Why? Because he's a magnet. You need to become a magnet so you don't have to even look. They're lined up to the right. All right. So now do you want to attract people to be your friends so you can, sell them later? Don't tell anyone, but that's what we're doing. Or do you want to attract people that you can help who will pay you for that help? And before you say yes, think about what that means. People you can help. That means you have to be able to do something for them other than have them go to the company meeting. You're not helping people if you send them to the company meeting. Why? Because anybody can do that. Who can you help with something that would pay you for the help? And I don't mean that you should offer to rake their leaves or that you should offer to shovel their walk or move the refrigerator downstairs or babysit for nothing. I'm talking about people you can help with your skill set, your knowledge, your experience, and your product or your program or your service that will pay you for that help. Does that understand? Like Gary, you understand. You're in the hair business, right? In the beauty business. He makes people beautiful and shapes and styles their hair. I think he does something cool like that. And they give him $100 or $200. He can help them with something they want and they'll pay money. Does that make sense? So in the industry of network marketing, people have really never positioned the business this way, but business is business. And if you want to make $3,000 to $5,000 or $10,000 a month, if you do, now, if you don't need to listen to this at all. You can just come and be entertained if you want. But if you just want to get 5 or 6 people buying so you get yours free, you don't need any of this stuff. You're one of the people, one of the many people, a lot of people doing a little. You know how they say the business is a lot of people doing a little. You'd be one of those. Nothing wrong with that. But if you want to be one of the drivers, one of the people that makes the big, obscene, obnoxious money, gangster money, do you really think you're going to be looking for 5 people who want to buy so you get yours free? Is that it for you? You tell me. You think that's how you're going to make gangster money? Yes or no? Now, So you thinking from your business, who can you help with your business, your opportunity, or your product, and your skills that will pay you for that help? So this is a very different way to look at all of network marketing and direct sales. because we've never done it before. You're just talking about who do you get, build a downline. Who do you get, have people sign up who hope they're going to make money off the next person. That's not the same thing. Do you see the difference that we're looking to see right now? Who can you help? Say with your business operator, say you have a, your income, the income side. If you're talking to somebody who, and you tell a story about somebody who was 65 years old, this really nice lady who's been living a nice middle-class home. The guy makes $150,000 a year. I mean, that's not huge, but it's a middle class for the United States. And suddenly he leaves her for the secretary. And she doesn't really have a lot of money, and she's never even paid a mortgage. She doesn't really know what to do. And suddenly she's kind of all there by herself. And when the New York Times interviewed her, she said, if I had ever thought that he would leave me like this, if I had ever thought that when I married him 40 years ago, I'd have started a little something of my own. And I'd have built it up a little at a time. So just in case, I'd have my $3,000 to $5,000 or $10,000 a month that I'd have built up over 20 or 30 years. And I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in right now. Now, how does that make you feel? Right? Sniff, sniff. I saved her story. I think I wanted to call her or email her and say, listen, I can help you do it a lot faster, right? You don't have to wait 40 years. But that's a person you can help. Someone who doesn't want to live that life, if you can show them how to do what I want to show you here, okay? All right. So what is the most direct way to attract people you can help? Remember, we got the verb attract. We got this? And this is how one does it in our regular world where you're online and where you're offline too. You post a sign. You can do it online or offline. So this is a way of talking about the thing that we're doing. Okay, you're going to post a sign. Post something on social media, which might be your profile, your Facebook profile. It might be Instagram. It might be Twitter, right? And you could do lives, video lives like we're doing right here. You could make a PDF. You could write stories. You can do questions. You can do polls, all of which takes preparation time. But that's like buying a car. When you go and buy the car, somebody had to make the car, design it, think of it, put all the pieces together, put it on the assembly line, put the seats in, put the wheels on, put the rubber on, put the seats in, put the cover on, they had to do all this preparation before you could buy it. So you're now going to be the one that thinks about preparing this stuff so that once you have that built, everybody who comes through pays a toll and pays you money. See, it's like building a bridge from their problem to your fix. And every time they come through, once they come through and say, yeah, you talk to them, sign them up. Yeah, talk to them, sign them up. And only those people who want the solution to your problem are going to come to you. Do you see that? This is what we're talking about, posting a sign. I'm going to show you how to make a sign in a minute. Is everybody clear on that? Say yes. So you post something, and you have to learn how to do this, how to make lives or PDFs or stories or questions or polls. These are all options, right? Secondly, you could run an ad. You could run an ad on Facebook. You could run an ad on Google. You can run an ad in your church bulletin. When we first got started with network marketing, before the days of the internet, we ran ads in church bulletins all over. You wouldn't believe the response. Nobody ever thought of doing that. We never mentioned the company or the product, just the problem, right? And we had all kinds of interesting stuff. Okay, another thing, you could send an email where the subject line is the big deal. For example, some of you are on my email list, and you might get a message that says the post assign method to attract people to you. And you open that. Why? Because you like that subject. Post assign method. That sounds better than talking to people and dragging them and pushing them and shoving them, right? I'd rather post a sign anytime and run away, right? Remember, like you used to on a car, on windshields. But I mean posting you could do that actually, but I mean posting a sign, the kind that we're talking about online also. So you could run an ad, send an email where you have a subject and email. Another one is you could wear a shirt with a message. Now, some of you might smile and go, yeah, but I'm here to tell you, Herbalife made tens of millions of dollars over those 3 or 4 years when they had people there who were wearing a shirt that said, I think it was lose weight now, ask me how. And people would be standing and they'd wear their on the boob side and on the back side, right? So they would be standing in a cafe and they would say, lose weight now, ask me how. and somebody, 3 people back, that's a posting a sign. 3 people back would walk up and say, hey, what is your lose weight? This is called make them come to you. A beautiful example. You didn't even have to go on. You don't even need a computer for that. You just need to always have your little clipboard. Oh yeah, what do you need? What are you looking for? What have you done before? Yeah, let me call you. We'll get together and I'll show you how it works. Never be too available. You don't want to be an easy lay. That's not a good thing. That's probably not a good expression, is it? But that's the way it is. Don't look too easy. Don't be somebody's doormat, okay? You want to play hard to get. But isn't that a marvelous example? Do y'all see how that might work? Tell me yes. Just wearing a shirt. So that's an example. These are just examples. There are many, many options. So I just want to give you an example. Okay. Now, what would the message be about? Because wouldn't you want to know, what am I going to say? Because what if I don't do weight loss, right? What should the words be about? And again, thinking about attracting. Do you want to tell them how much you're interested in them and how their day is going? Oh, how are you? Oh, I see you also live in, I don't know, Milwaukee. Or isn't the weather something? Or what do you think about this COVID? Or what do you, well, what are you doing for money? Do you keep your options open? Do you remember that? Is this what you want your message to be about? Because if it is, this is the kind of person you're going to attract. Somebody who would like to unload on you, if you're for real, all their problems. Is that what you want? Yes or no? Let me see in the chat here. Is that who you want? So stop sending any messages like that. I don't care what your upline says. Unless you want people to dump on you and you want to be somebody's doormat and barf bag, then stop doing this. Okay, we ready for something a little better? What should the words be about? All right. Show them what problem or what thing, what desire you're into that you really love to help with. I'm going to give you examples, don't worry, okay? Something, it's a problem or something that people want. Like we have people here who sell vacation packages. So a desire would be to be able to really go on vacation with no strings attached. Go anywhere in the world. That's a desire. And if the people who want that can't do that for some reason, you would be somebody who helps somebody get that desire, even if they don't have the means, let's say. A problem might be, a mom of 3 who's been trying to lose that last 40 pounds for 3 years, since 3 kids ago. And now you have a story about, here's a mom who lost 39 pounds after 3 kids in 4 months. And if you're there, if that is your problem, or you know somebody, you're going to have an interest in that thing. And only you, do you see that? Only you. That is to say, you'd only get one person interested. Whereas if you do all this pretend stuff about how are you and love on them because you're hoping to sell them sometime later, or you're going to have gone through 50 people you probably have long given up, because people are onto us now. They know that we're doing this as an industry. They know it. Can't you tell when somebody does that to you? Oh, Leslie, Margie, oh, it's been so long since 3rd grade. What are you doing? Oh, let me tell you, right? And then there it comes. There it comes. Yeah. So this is when you want something different because you're attracting certain kinds of people. Okay. So here's an example. Let's say that you're setting up a church softball team, and let's pretend that we still all actually go to a physical building. Can you just pretend? Let's pretend that you're back in the day when we went to a church and there were actually people sitting in pews and wherever you sit, no matter what your church is, a bunch of people sit in a room and somebody in the front speaks or sings or does all of that. We got it? That's all we're saying. So but you want to start a softball team because you're really into softball. Let's pretend you are. So what would you do as a member of the church? We'll say there's like 400 people in the church, just not one of these big Joel Osteen ones. Would you go to each person in the church every Sunday until you get them all and ask each one by one, hey, we're setting up a softball team. Do you want to come try out? Would you do that? Because that is one way to do it. That's what the network marketers would do. That's what they would teach you to do. Talk to everyone. Everyone is your prospect. Everyone will want this. Everyone should want this. Remember this? This is exactly the same. Exactly the same. Is everybody going to be a softball player or want to play softball? Yes or no? Or you're going to say, well, you should want to play softball. If you knew what I knew about softball, you'd love to play softball. It's like, pretty soon you look at people like, okay, you're one of these zealots, right? But so you might do this, okay? Now here's what we would do. We post a sign. We get a really cool sign maker, somebody who's cartoony, post a sign at the entrance of the church. And of course, I would put them in all the restrooms because everybody likes to go in there. And what would the sign say? So 2 signs, or maybe it makes 5 or 6 for the bathrooms, right? For each one of the doors, inside and on the outside, so nobody can miss it. Maybe take you an hour's worth of work instead of talking to I don't know how many people, right? So, or would you do this? I would say here, you put up a sign, church softball team tryouts, 4 p.m. Sunday behind the church with your big sign. How many people would do this instead of go to each of the 400 people? Right? If you want to learn how to do this, get with Vic after, because this is what we're going to teach you to do. Like I said, this is very different from traditional network marketing. And it's nothing that your upline will ever have done or taught you because nobody's ever done it. The whole industry has always been, everyone will want this, go to everybody because they're all going to want it. And the reason for that, it's not that everybody is stupid or any of that. The reason is that in the old days, maybe 40, 50 years ago, before even we were involved in the business, the whole idea of network marketing, when they started with the company before Amway, I forget, Neutral Life or something, the idea was literally a distribution system among friends. So they would say, okay, Vic might say, I use this, I don't know, some kind of organic, say Basic H, which was Shackley's core products, Basic H. For those of you that are in Shackley, you'll know that. And they've had it for, I don't know, 30 years, something like that. And it was kind of an environmentally friendly cleaning product, right? I think that's what it was, right?
Yeah.
And so people would say, Lulu, I really like this. And so the company told me that if I get 3 people to buy it who care about, environmentally friendly detergent that actually works, that they would give me mine free. So I'm thinking, if I know you like environmentally friendly stuff, so if you buy it and we get 2 more, I'll get mine free and then I'll help you get your 3. That was it. Nobody talked about 10 grand a week or a month or a day. Do you see that? That's why it worked. Because they were honest recommendations and they were forthright about what they were doing. Hey, Lulu, I use this stuff and I know we're kind of into environmentally friendly stuff. So the company said, if I get 3 people, they give me it free. So I'm for that. And if you become one of mine, I got to get, 1, 2 more, but then we'll all help each other get, we just keep going. So we all get ours free. That was it. What's wrong with that? Nothing. It's the way a lot of detergent is sold today. Women get coupons instead, to the point where they get enough people buying with these coupons, they get it all free. But they're not looking for 10 grand a month. Some of you are looking for 5 or 10 grand a month. You see that? Who here is looking for 5,000 a month or so by the end of the next 12 months? You're just not looking to get yours free. So you see, isn't it a different thing to get your product free every month that costs maybe $15 versus $5,000 a month? Do you see any difference there in what you might have to do? What do you think? Yes or no? Or is that just the same old thing? But you see, they use the same model for 50 years. And now the goals are very different. You see that? So that's why this is a problem. And I've never bought into talking to the wrong people because I'm very concerned about my time. I have been since I was little. So we would set up a sign like this. Now, okay, remember we said we had 400 people in that church, right? We said 400 people. How many of those would you guess would come to try out for softball? Put in some numbers. Put them in the chat. Let me see. Wait, what do you read there, Vic? What you got? You just tell me what they are.
Like 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. Everybody's saying, oh, and there's 10.
Okay.
And then there's a 10.
Okay. And it might even be 30, right? So think of this. You have, pretend 30 people that are all really interested. They came and they're willing to try out and make a fool of themselves to be on this softball team. Their interest in softball came before you ever knew them or talked to them. Do you know this? The interest comes with the person without you needing to be there. And, oh, softball is wonderful. You need to know all about softball. Let me tell you, if you're not into softball, there's something wrong with you and you're not going to heaven and you're blah, 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 blah. Right? Are you with me? You got 25 or 30 people that are interested all by themselves without you saying jack. And you, how many no's did you say out of those 400 people? Say 30 of them came. How many no's? How many no's did you not hear? How many people did you not bother? How many people didn't make you wish you were never even born because they were so nasty? What do you mean softball? I do dance, right? It's how do you want to live the rest of your network marketing life? Do you want to do this, or do you want to talk to 400 people to get 30? You tell me. You know, learn to become a poster, man. Learn how to post these signs. And of course, that's what we're going to teach you how to do here. This will be something special, Vic, that we do in the business warm market development class. So when you talk to people after, it's one of the things that'll be in this program. So who's going to come? And I think we decided you already know who's going to come. The ones that have an already interest, an already interest. Do you understand what I mean? The interest comes with them. You didn't need to fan it, you know, or ask them, oh, please, don't you love this? Do you see this? Tell me yes, that you get this. If you understand this, your ticket to lack of misery, no need for alcohol or sugar or anything else to help you when all these wrong people say no. The reason you're probably nowhere is because you're not doing anything. Why don't you want to do anything? Well, who wants a face full of rejection? And why do you keep getting a face full of rejection? Because you just didn't happen to learn about this posting method. That's all. Once you know how to put up a sign, don't you think your troubles will be over? And then you have a whole new kind of trouble. Which ones to choose? Who's going to be the varsity? Who's going to be the junior varsity? Who's going to be the first, whatever it's called, versus the second, whatever it's called, right? And you get to play ball and be the best softball team into all the churches, beat all the pants off the other churches. That's what I'd want. You know, get the best people. Never mind about talking to all these 370 other people that would rather do golf or dance or tennis or, you know, don't do any sport. Hey, go around there. Yeah, got it? Yeah. So if you want to do that, do you want to do that? The answer, yes or no? Who wants to learn how to do that? Yeah, this is really quite a different thing. So you do the one by one with no idea if they're even interested in softball or your product or your oils or your opportunities. It's the same thing. You see that? And that's what you really have to do. It's just you have to have the right sign. If it says the wrong stuff, you'll still get the wrong people. You refine it. You get better and better. You know, people who play the pianists and the tennis players, no matter who they are, they always refine their game. They're always getting better. So there's no finish line. You will always be getting. Why do you think there's so many iPhones? iPhone 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're up to 12. They will never not get better. That's how humans are. We're always looking for the next, how to make it better, faster, more beautiful, smaller, sleeker, right? That's what we do. All right, so here are the questions you need to answer to maximize your ability to use this. Hey there, this is Kim Klaver. I'm glad you're still here. If you'd like to hear how to do this and maybe get a little help with your business, type in bookwithvic.com, BOOKWITH, V like Victor, IC.com. You come to a calendar, pick a time that works for you, and she will sit down with you for a few minutes and see what you need, see what the obstacles are. And if we can help you, we'll make you an offer to do that with one of the programs that we have. And if not, we'll refer you to someone or something that can help you move your business ahead. So it's all to the good for you and for what you're trying to achieve. Okay? Talk to you soon. bookwithvic.com. See you soon. This is Kim Klaver.